Hello, my name is Paul Johnson, and I'm president of Approach IT. Welcome to our interactive presentation of Ncompass, the first of a new generation of reporting tools for contact centers. As we walk through the features and benefits of the software, you'll discover a world of new ways to improve contact center reporting. In addition, we've included actual components of the software, so you can experiment for yourself as we move through the report development process. An organization's contact center holds a treasure trove of valuable data that's available to help us constantly improve our organizations. Fortunately, the breadth and depth of the information we can now collect allows us an unprecedented view of the interactions we have with our clients. Unfortunately, until now, distilling, organizing, and disseminating that data is still costly and awkward. That's where Ncompass comes to the rescue. So let's take a look at Ncompass and its features and benefits. There are three basic components to the Ncompass report process: data collection, data analysis, and report distribution. Data collection begins when our team works with your team to define what data is needed for reporting and from where it will come. Ncompass supports both the standard UCCX database and other third-party databases you may need. It's important to note that Ncompass does not compile this data and create a separate new database. Instead, we create on-demand links that free your technical team from additional database support requirements. In the data collection process, it's critical to consider all your potential end users and their individual data needs. Let's take a look at a very basic example. Apparels R Us has 5 sales regions. The National Contact Center has separate teams to handle calls for new orders, complaints, general customer service, and billing issues. Let's look at 3 different end users' reporting needs. Their contact center management will want information about the number of calls handled in any given period, the average connect time for those calls, the average hold time in any given period, and the number of drop calls in that period. Their organization's executives, however, would want access to all the data just mentioned and possibly the number of calls by a certain work group, such as, say, sales or customer service, the number of calls by region, the average sales per call, the number of complaints by region, and the number of service-related calls from a region. The regional manager would also want most of the data mentioned so far, as well as possibly the number of calls for their region, the number of each type of calls in that region, and the average sales amount by call. Our next task is to analyze the raw data we've selected and define the relationships between these data elements. Ncompass makes this process easy and flexible. We've defined 3 hierarchical levels: categories, attributes, and measures. It's best to demonstrate how this structuring process works by walking through an example. So let's take our Apparels R Us client and walk through the structuring process. Examples of categories they may want to create are, say, work groups, individual agents, call types, the IVR queue, or regions. Attributes are just that. They're attributes of our previously defined categories. For example, work group name, agent ID, zip code, or region. Finally, measures are the raw data that relate to the categories and attributes we previously defined. Data such as number of calls handled, the average hold time for calls, sales amount from a call. Now the fun begins. Our click to select environment is intuitive and fast. First, we select the category on which we want to report. As you can see, this selection populates the screen with the attributes related to that category. The same holds true when we select the attribute we want to use for a given report. The screen will populate with all the measures or data elements related to the category and attribute that we just selected. Once we have selected our measures, Ncompass creates the most recommended graph type to represent the data we've selected and highlights additional graph types that are appropriate. So, with a few simple clicks, we've created a useful and polished report. From here, we can refine the report with custom titles, specialized parameters, various color schemes, and even different font types. Now that we've created a graph, we need to choose how it will be distributed to our end users. With Ncompass, reports can be distributed by printable files, network folders, internet versions, PowerPoint presentations, and of course, sophisticated dashboard views. And here's the icing on the cake. With Ncompass, your end users can receive interactive versions of their reports. This feature allows them to customize reports to suit their unique needs. They can change the colors, font, even what data is shown on the reports. In summary, we've seen the comprehensive nature of Ncompass, from data collection to data structuring to report generation and report publication. And don't forget the flexibility we've offered end users of Ncompass reports. Together, these discrete components combine to make a system that will provide new intelligence with which we can better manage our organizations. We at Approach IT thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. We hope you agree that Ncompass can add significant value to your contact center operation, and that you'll contact us for an in-depth demonstration. We look forward to speaking with you in the near future.